When I first saw this painting, feeling through time, I saw the colours, the shapes, which is basically a triangle with vertical lines going through it. Over time, I slowly began to realise this is about our consciousness. So the dark blue surrounding the triangle represents our consciousness, and it's about how we move our consciousness beyond time. In other words, it's about how we time travel in our mind. Understanding our purpose, the reason why we are here, in other words, our destiny, is linked to our ability to connect with our future. If you are curious about this question, then it lies in your ability to access this future point. And when we connect with that future vision, we bring that into the present, then you are creating that with every fiber of your being. You are living it, you are being that. If you follow the painting from left to right, the blue consciousness expands where there is no time. As the edge of the triangle gets smaller and smaller, time contracts. So as consciousness expands, time contracts. And to understand time, we need to realize what is called our lower ego mind and our subconscious mind are heavily influenced by time. It's an energetic matrix. The brain can be influenced by receiving the time matrix, which is an energetic matrix. This leaves the question of what is consciousness. Now you further need to understand the difference between sensing and feeling. Sensing is connected with the five senses, linked to the subconscious mind, the lower ego mind, and the time matrix. This is all linked and connected. So we're perceiving with our five senses the outside world. We feel, touch, taste, see, what is on the outside, and we perceive everything outside of ourselves to be separate from us. So this is duality consciousness. Feeling is really when we are connected with the heart and we intuitively feel. It's using the creative aspect of our mind and the higher faculties of the mind, which is what I'm saying is consciousness when consciousness expands. So this is an expanded unification field. So this is different to the time matrix. The time matrix is a restricted container within the unification field. It's not only a container, but it actually prevents access to the unification field. However, there is a way out. And the way out is going in, which is a complete oxymoron. But it's the only way you can access the expanded field is to go within. And that's why most people have difficulty with going beyond restriction and limitations and problems in their own personal life, challenges, because generally we're perceiving everything on the outside, and the problems cannot be solved on the outside, they need to be solved on the inside. I think most people understand this idea, but rarely do we actually practice it, because we are so influenced by what our five senses tell us, and they tell us such a tiny bandwidth of information, it's ridiculous. So when we are feeling, when we're connected to our heart and we're feeling information, we're feeling, I don't really want to say energetic fields, but that's essentially what we're doing. Different bandwidths of information. When we are feeling what those are, then we understand the depth of something. So this is really moving our consciousness beyond this restricted container, which is time. And once our consciousness has moved beyond the lid, which contains time itself, and we've expanded beyond those restrictions, then our mind is free. We are free, and we are actually radiating the heart frequencies and the unification field. We are absorbed within and radiating this energetic field, and we feel light in our thoughts and emotional state. For me to connect with my future, my destined path, is a continual unfoldment of present moment awareness. awareness is, and the heart frequency is at the core of that free-spirited feeling. Our wings are flying. We're able to see anywhere. We can look into the future because there is no time. The idea of the future is just a potential, and there are many potentials. Anything is possible from this moment. So really what I'm doing when I'm looking into the future is I'm tapping into a potential, and I could tap into any potential. I could tap into something that I've painted which is amazing in the future, or I could tap into some circumstance which makes me completely miserable and unhappy. It's a choice. So obviously I'm going to choose what is for my highest good, where I've solved my problems, where I've got over my challenges, and I've worked out how to do that. So this really brings me to the information about the DNA, how our heart connects with the DNA, how consciousness influences the DNA, and into the science of this subject. And that's why I've written the book Awakening to a Dream of Tomorrow. I would say the most important piece of information to take from all of this information is that the only place that we access this future potential is from the present moment. And in realizing there is no separation, there's no separation between the present moment, which is now, and the present moment, which is in the future, yet to happen, potential. So the unification field is really tapping into the quantum potential. You have the ability in this very moment to connect with the unification field and to explore your own potential. So no matter what circumstance you may find yourself in right now, that within you have all the potential of whatever you need to solve that problem.